We now have Securing Generative AI, a zero-trust approach, presented by Mr. Seyfallah Tagrerout, CEO and Cloud Security Architect at STC Consulting. Can we give it a huge round of applause for this gentleman, please? Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I hope you are well. Okay, super. So let's start the session, and we will talk about how we can protect a Gen AI for any environment, and especially for 365, like Microsoft. Okay. I'm Seyfallah Tagrerout. I'm from Switzerland. I'm Cloud Solution Architect, Microsoft MVP, and I'm here to talk about the security, Gen AI, and how we can prevent some data leak. Regarding the agenda, we will talk about Gen AI and risk. Why is the zero trust model for the Gen AI? Identity first control. We will see this is the most important for any project, any component. The first one is the identity part. We will talk about the data foundation, DLP, shadow AI. It's very important. And then we will finish with DSPM and best practices. So, regarding the attack surface, as you know, we have the threat vector as regular. So, the application, identities, endpoints, network, data, because it's more relevant. Why? Because Gen AI use data, as you know. And we have a new generation of Gen AI attack surface, you know. So, like response, invites, AI orchestration, training data, LLM isolation, and plugin skills. And we have, as well, the indirect injection in prompt, directly through like ChatGPT or Copilot, whatever. We have the jailbreak, so we can make some jailbreak behind your LLM automatically. The data lake, the vulnerability model, and the most, it's hallucination. So I can make some hallucination behind your LLM. So, as you know, an AI, it's 3 layers. We have the usage, we have the application, and we have the platform behind this application. For each layer, we have a risk, and we have a threat map. So let's start with the AI usage for the risk. We have the sensitive information, can be disclosure by the end user if you use directly the application. In AI application, we have the prompt injection, we have the data lake exfiltration, and you can have as well the insecure plugin design. So if you have some insecure plugin design in your Gen AI, okay, be careful about that. And we have the platform. The platform is the training data poisoning. So if you have your own LLM, I can make some poisoning behind your LLM directly, and you can have some isolation. And the model stealing as well. So, the security and compliance concern related to AI use. We have first the oversharing, the data lake, and the risky use. The risky use based on the risk, etc. And as you can see here, now the attacker use AI to be faster and to be smarter. And we have a new generation of a lot of cyber attacks, like the deepfake, like the chatbot, like the ransomware negotiation with AI, with agentic AI, etc., etc. So, why zero trust for the Gen AI? As you can see, the zero trust is based on 3 classic pillars. The verify explicitly, the least privilege, and the assume breach. Okay? So for any platform, for any Gen AI integration to my system, I have to make the hardening before enabling. I have to reduce the attack surface, and I have to make the continuous evaluation. So this is, the security, continuous security evaluation. And I need to protect my data through DLP and through application AI shadow IT. So, as I said, the most important is the identity-centric control. Before to access GenAI, you have to protect your identities. You have to protect your data. You have to protect your password, etc., etc. As you can see here, the most important is to make a separation between a privileged account and standard account through any system like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, etc. So this is an example for Entra ID with 365 and Azure, but we can take the same with Amazon, Google, etc. Okay? So we have the signal, Entra ID signal, and we have to verify each asset before to access, and we have to make the control for any access to app or data. Regarding the Microsoft Zero Trust vision, we have here the assume breach, the verify explicitly, and the least privilege. So the least privilege is to make the just-in-time access. So I give you a right only for a specific time, like for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and no permanent assignment. It's very important. This is based on the Zero Trust. For the verification, I have to verify your identity, your PC, your location, your data, etc., to reduce the risk. And the assume breach is to prepare to make the hunting and to make the defense strategy if we have some issues, if I have some alert, etc. So, based on this, I have created a model for my customer in Europe and USA, Canada. This pragmatic approach is based on 6 points. We start with the hardening of the AIM part, like Amazon, Google, whatever. 2, we need to secure the external identities. As you know, we collaborate a lot. We collaborate with external parties, with third parties, etc. So we have to secure that. It's very important. Then we check the workload identities, because you know the GenAI work with workload identities as well. A privileged access to protect any privileged access to the platform. And we finish with operation, so audit log and SecOps, and for the change, communication and user communication, because this is the most important in the security part. Okay? So let's start with the hardening. We protect anything, you know this is classic, but MFA, passwordless. Normally this is best practices now. Deploy the passwordless, forget the password please, the secure MFA, the password protection, and we reduce the surface. The reduced surface is to block any legacy authentication, any insecure protocol behind the GenAI, make the PIM and PAM, privileged access management and privileged identity management, to make the just-in-time access for any application or for any privileged group. Okay? Access token protection. You have to protect your token between your application. It's very, very important. And authentication context. So based on your context, we have to secure and we have to propose some solution. And we deploy some detection response strategy, like the identity protection, playbook with Sentinel to make an automation for any alert, etc. And very important, the governance of identities, like, you know, once I have a newcomer, I need to create automatically the user, add it to a specific group, etc., etc. So this is just, please guys, use FIDO2 with YubiKey, use passwordless, it's very important for that. And then MFA, so we have to be careful because now we have a lot of MFA attack, okay, in the, like the MFA fatigue, etc. So you have to use the passwordless because the passwordless is the only solution that prevents this attack. And for the access to the GenAI or access to my application, I have to separate any access by personas. We have the privileged account, standard user, guest account, like the external parties, like your collaboration with third party, etc. Workload identities, and for example, Teams resource. For example, if you have a GenAI and it's work with Teams, you have to create a dedicated account and a dedicated access for that. It's to prevent, you know, for each layer an attack and the data lake. Make the PIM, Privileged Identity Works Management, so enroll it for any admin role. Make 2 hours maximum. After 2 hours, the access should be revoked automatically, and you have to repeat the account. If you have a domain controller on your company, if you have Active Directory, you have to deploy Defender for Identity. This one is to prevent all attacks behind Kerberos, behind NTLM, behind all the attacks from Active Directory in premise. The hardening for external identities, so this is for the guest access, the collaboration with B2B, business to business, and the third parties. For that, we have to configure a B2B collaboration, and we have to apply the same zero trust approach to our external identities and to third-party identities. For that, we have 9 points. Dedicated conditional access with MFA, for sure. A dynamic group to identify easier this third party. Hardening and block all apps except, like 365 or Teams, etc. Restriction, prevent any download from this platform. And access review, so we have to make the access review to make sure we have all the guests connected to my platform. And apply the sensitivity label, for the classification part, for the data protection, to make easier the DLP after. And manage identities, guys, very, very important. As you can see, a lot of GenAI, a lot of agents work with its normal managed identities, so we have to protect them. We have to make the zero trust approach like our standard user and privilege account. We have to make a security to conditional access, identity protection, access review to make the workflow for the access review, and an audit log. It's very important. Now the privilege access. As you can see, we have to separate the flow between the user pass in green and the administrative pass. So if I need to access to my administration or to my GenAI application, I have to separate this pass between these specific personas. Okay? So for that, we need to make a dedicated workstation, privilege access workstation. I have to use FIDO2, passwordless, for sure, mandatory, passwordless. And I need to make the access model, it's a tiering model, tier 0, tier 1, and tier 2. And this is the result. Once you have a same path between a green line and the red line, you have a lot of risk. You have the risk in the workstation, risk on the account, risk on the interface, and the risk on the just-in-time access. That's why we have to make a dedicated security for each layer. And for that, we will use a new model provided on the cloud. So this is the tiering model, tier 1 for the management plan, tier 2 for the data, and tier 1 for the data, and tier 2 for the access end user. And for the operation part as well, you have to make the initiate alert, initiate incident, XDR, so extended detection response strategy, and the SecOps part. So now, talk about data classification with Microsoft Purview. So as you know, Microsoft Purview, it's a platform to help you make a data security, a data governance, and data compliance. Okay? So with this solution, I can protect unstructured or structured data. It's provided for the traditional or AI data, and it's for 365 or multi-cloud, okay, multi-platform. And for that, we can make a data map, a connector, classification, label, audit, and data encryption. I know the encryption is very important. And the encryption, as you can see, we have the encryption with one key and you can have a double key encryption with an external keys like the external management. This is for the cloud sovereignty. This is a deep dive overview of Microsoft Purview. It's a solution provided to protect and to classify and to encrypt your data. You have the environment, so the end user environment here, the endpoint, the Office 365. You have the collaboration tools like Exchange, Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, etc. And here you have the sensitivity label. Behind the sensitivity label, we have a classification, and we have the encryption of the data. For me, encryption is mandatory. Yeah? And we have the integration through another tool, like third party, and on-premise parts, and Azure as well. As you can see, Copilot, this is a GenAI, okay? Copilot, now we can check if we parse or if we summarize any confidential document. So it's good because if I try to summarize a confidential document in my Copilot, Copilot can see and can check through the metadata of the document if the document is classified like public, confidential, or whatever. So to protect GenAI into 65, we have 4 layers here. We have a discovery, a protect data, protect the interaction, and the governance of the interaction. So the first one is to enable the audit mode in Azure, discover the oversharing link, it's very important, discover the sensitivity data in our component, okay, before to deploy any GenAI, and discover the risky AI activity. Okay, but for that, I will use a DSPM for AI, and this DSPM will help me to get all this information. And then I need to protect my data before to use a GenAI, okay? For the protection, I will use the sensitivity label to classify and protect the data and encrypt the data. For the encryption, I can use the private key directly provided by Microsoft. This is the key, Microsoft Management Key, or I can use my own key, it's CMK, Customer Management Key. It depends on your regulation, and it depends on your context, okay? And then I need to restrict some files from Copilot and from GenAI processing, like any secret document should be not viewed by a GenAI, for example, okay? And they have to protect the interaction, like in the prompt. If in the prompt I make a sensitivity information, this one should be blocked automatically, okay? Like a sensitive project, like specific pattern of the company, etc. And for the governance, you have to retain, delete, make a retention strategy with your account, and you have the investigation prompt and response through the SecOps and model strategy. For the model approach, we have to discover hidden risk related to the data. We have to deploy the DLP and data protection, and we have to investigate and remediation this part. 5 minutes, wow. Okay. So it's really short. Okay, the result of the oversharing, we have here in SharePoint like a privacy public set to public, so this is a result of the oversharing. A default sharing option is for everyone, or you have some broken permission inheritance, and you have some sites and file without sensitivity label. I have only 5 minutes, guys, so this is the DSPM part, and I will send you the slide so you can check it later. This one helped me to automatize all the oversharing and all the risk I have behind my data automatically. Best practices for that, so the visibility, the discovery of the data, and analyze the pattern, your own pattern, if you have a specific pattern on your company, okay, and make the data protection for this, and automatically apply the label based on your pattern as well. This one is very good strategy. This is a DLP. Create the sensitivity label, apply the DLP policy for any file. And this one, it's a DLP based on risk. So for each level, we will apply a specific DLP automatically. If I have a high risk, I will block anything. It's medium, I will just prevent sensitive data. If it's low, I will just send a notification. This is an automatic model to have smarter DLP. This one, I have a prevent the access, for example. For the shadow AI, we can here directly make the Discover AI app used by any user in the company, okay, with Defender for Cloud. And we can discover the interaction with the end user. For example, if you use AI in your company, I can see which tool user used directly. And I can block the access and sanctioned application. And I can limit the access to certain AI application automatically with a specific defense. DSPM, so this, let's show the slide. For the peer view, protection, and management, I can see and I can track and I can get all the risk directly behind my SharePoint, Teams, OneDrive platform. This is a global strategy for the DSPM. You can take it as well. And for the best practices, prepare, discover, govern, and protect before to make a GenAI in your organization. Thank you so much.